And a sad day as well, as today is the final game ever at Civic Stadium.
I wanna be a baseball star with my picture on the baseball card. I wanna be the guy that wins the game and hear the crowd yelling out my name. I wanna stand and watch the ball sail across the left field wall. I'll be a hero near and far when I'm a baseball star. I wanna add my name to the Hall of Fame for every kid to see. Manto, Museo, Mason, Road, DiMaggio and me. Yes, just let me be there every day where the boys of summer play. When the count is 3 and 2, count on me to pull us through. I wanna win the Triple Crown, that'll get me in the Cooperstown. Yeah, they put my name on a candy bar when I'm a baseball star. I wanna win the Triple Crown, that'll get me in the Cooperstown. What goes out? They put my name on a candy bar when I'm a baseball star. I wanna be a baseball star. I wanna be a baseball star.
Ever since I was probably 4 years old, as far as I can remember, number one, I wanted to be a school teacher. Number two, I wanted to be a big leaguer and have my own baseball card. I've lived both of my dreams. What better can I do at 64 years of age than to give back to all the kids things that I've learned from great baseball people over 40-some years career, that I can make their path a little bit easier. Because, you know, someday when the good Lord calls me up there to hit fungos, there'll be a lot of kids that say, made a difference in my life. He taught me a lot about the game, and more importantly about life and how to deal with struggle and how to bounce back from it. They'll remember me forever.
Now batting for the Eugene Emeralds, number 2,
I think we all come out here, you know, looking to be professional baseball players and make a career out of it, at least as long as we can. It's what we love to do, and it's what we all dream of.
As a hitting instructor, I always feel every young man could make it to the big leagues. They're in pro baseball, so there's a chance. I just think they need to understand what it takes to get there and actually have a role model.
We got great coaches out here that help us learn. You know, each one of us has different things that we need to work on. So we're trying to do that and try to play, you know, 7 days a week and just kind of get used to, you know, the travel and the road and different places that we go to. So it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that we all love to do.
I've been playing baseball as long as I can remember. I started around 4, maybe 5 years old, played t-ball. Every level I played at, my goal was just to play at the next level after that. So I wasn't looking too far ahead. In high school, I wanted to be a college baseball player. And during college, I was working to play in pro ball. So I'm here now, and now I'm working to advance up the ladder.
Here, when you have to work every day on something little, I think I like to challenge them on, do you want to get better or not? And then the ones that come out here every day, they're trying to get better. The other ones, you still have to keep talking to them. What is it you want? And when I find out what they're really thinking about, I'm able to motivate them a lot more.
We play a 56-game season in college, and now we play 76, 78 games. To get through 44 games, which is a standard summer ball schedule, and you look and you still have 30 games left. So it's nice playing every day, not having to worry about school.
I love the players, the way they work at it, you know, and one thing they've learned is through college is how much different it is in pro baseball with the wooden bat. So they're starting to understand their hitting swings a lot more. And so what we do is keep doing a lot of repetition and keep them reinforcing where their bat hit has to be when the ball's coming.
So I'm getting used to taking a better swing with wood, taking a shorter, more compact swing. So I'm working with Rid and with Eric Payton.
College, they use the aluminum bats, and it's a little bit harder to pitch to, and just the overall quality of player. Up here, you're facing every college team's maybe 3 hitter, like their best hitter, and so just the competition's a little bit better. You have to be that much sharper.
Pitcher, let's strike him out. Yeah!
It's been a great start to my pro career. I didn't really know what to expect out of college, but I come out here, I've done a great job, and I'm just looking to keep progressing. I've learned quite a bit. Coach Rids, he's taught us quite a bit, not only about the physical part of the game, but the mental approach as well.
And the wonderful thing about what I do is I taught psychology in high school, so I have the background for that, and I've walked in their shoes, where most sports psychologists are great, but they're book-learned guys, and they don't know the sound of the bullets where we walk.
I'm going to play till someone tells me, hey, you can't play anymore. So, I think we're all here because we think we can make it. If you're here and you don't think you can make it, you're not in the right place in professional baseball.
When I look in their eyes, I'm looking at myself 35 or 40 years ago. Imagine that. I can see the fear and I can see the anguish, and I can help them get through that because I've walked in their shoes and those other people haven't. So that's really big for the kids that I have here. And so what better need is there is to feel that I am really important in those kids' lives. It's an easy thing to do.
I think it's time to give this game a ride. Just to hit the ball and touch them all. A moment in the sun. It's gone and you can't tell that one apart. Oh, put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be. Oh, put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, gotta be center field. Yeah.
Great comeback. I don't know how many times you guys can come back and come back and come back, and even right down there to the last. When we got an 18-year-old kid standing there, you don't play like you're 18 years old. You play more mature than that. You battled your ass off. That last at bat was great. Okay? Come behind, mowed, came in. Seems like every time we get a chance, we get ahead, then everybody goes, okay, I can relax that, and then you pitch like you'd normally pitch. My question is, when is that going to happen when the score's tied or one run ahead? Because when you can show it there, it is in there. It's when does it come out, and you're in control of that too. Well, for me, it's not necessarily the winning hand. I tell them the very first day, here's the way it works. In professional baseball, it's different than college. You guys have been playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's really simple. We're just going to add Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to it with no breaks for 76 games. And so that alone is going to be enough of an adjustment to be able to see guys equal or better ability for maybe the first time and play 7 days a week. And that alone, by the time the season ends, they'll have an idea of what to anticipate when they try to make a full season club next year. So the winning, if it comes, fine, but the development for me is the number one thing, that they learn how to play the game, they learn how to act. You'll notice when our games are over, I have them sign autographs above the dugout for 10 minutes before we go in, so that they learn when they're real young. The important thing is young people being a role model for other people, and that's being a role model by hanging around and signing autographs and so forth for the fans and the kids especially.
I'm enjoying the little kid. I said, my dad, I want to play baseball. He said, my dad, okay. So also, first it's the school first, before everything, you know. The school first, after baseball. All time my dad say, the school, and after the play baseball.
I think it's great. He's worked so hard at it, and now is the time. And we hope he has a chance to play at higher levels, and he understands that he may or he may not, and that he's gotten further than a lot of other people have the opportunity to do. And he'll take it as far as he can, and we support him 100%.
If I'm into developing kids and seeing how much they can improve and see if I can help them learn how to get out of their own foxhole without my hand, you can call me a prudent parent. And that's what all prudent parents do, is they help their children be responsible for the good and the bad in their lives.
We cook for the boys every home game, and that to us is the highlight of his season. The pitcher on the team in 2007, his name is Matt Latos. He adopted us, he called us, he's Oregon folk. In fact, he told his mother one day while I was standing next to him, told her on the phone that I cook better than she did. And I hit him, I said, you can't, and no mother wants to hear another woman cooks better than her, you know. So every excuse he could think of for me to cook meatballs. My pitching shoulder needs meatballs every day. He came back here last year towards the end for a short rehab stint, and in July this year he won his first 4 starts as a major league pitcher for the San Diego Padres. So that's a big honour to see what we call our boys go from here to major league.
My dad, Hugh Luby, an ex-big league ball player, came to Eugene in 1957 to manage and be general manager of the Eugene Emeralds. And in 1969, they moved from the Northwest League, Class A, up to AAA. At that time, they came over to Civic Stadium from the old Bethel Park out in the Bethel area, which could not have accommodated a AAA ball club. They came in and they took an old football stadium, baseball back in the 30s, but had been converted to just a high school football field. There were just the major grandstand was all that was there. They took about 5 feet of dirt and everything out of the big crown for the football field and started from scratch. Put new lights in, built fences, put about $250,000 at that time into the ballpark, which was a large amount of money. And my dad was the general manager, and they were hooked up with the Philadelphia Phillies at that time.
Mike Schmidt played here, Larry Boa played here. Mike Sweeney was up here when I was here. He was here for 2 seasons, and he's moved up. Yeah, we've had quite a few of them.
Here's Sweeney driving one deep to left. That ball's gone. Mike Sweeney, and no doubt about her. 3-2 now. The Mariners only down a run. Mike Sweeney's first home run as a Mariner. That gives him 6 RBIs. Jumped on the first pitch.
The greatest, I think, memories that I took away from Eugene was playing for John Mizorach. What a great man. Had it not been for John Mizorach and playing in Eugene for the Emeralds in 1992 and 93, I firmly believe I never would have stepped foot in a major league stadium. Let alone playing it for 16 seasons. So, you know, I'm just blessed to say I played in Eugene, Oregon. I've always said that when I was done playing baseball, I was going to go back to Eugene, Oregon and watch one more game at Civic Stadium. So I'm a bit saddened that the stadium is going to be no longer filled by the Eugene Emeralds, but in the same breath, those are memories that I can take away and tell my kids about someday, because those days in Eugene at Civic Stadium, some of the best of my life.
My dad started bringing me here in the summer of 1969. I was 10 years old at the time. And back then the Phillies were affiliated with the M's. And they were AAA, a lot of great players, Larry Boa, Denny Doyle. And this place was just packed. Every time I'd come here, this place was packed. So the groundskeeper would let me into the dugouts, and I'd always take sandwiches to Larry Boa and Denny Doyle and those folks. And I just had a great time.
This is probably the last and one of the oldest remaining structures in Eugene that is on the National Historical Register. One of the reasons to save it is that it's more than just a building. It's a place where people have so many memories. You have going back to football from South Eugene in 1938 till 1969.
Eugene in those days only had 2 high schools, and they didn't have an individual football field at the school, so we played our high school football games here on a rotating basis. South Eugene one week, North Eugene the next week. So I think they did that up until they started using Autzen, which must have been in the late 60s or early 70s. So I believe the M's started here in 69, if I'm not mistaken.
That's 40 years solid. People coming here, you got grandfathers taking grandkids, now the grandkids are bringing their grandkids here. There's so much feeling for this place, there's so much memories that are a collective memory.
Well, I'd like to relate a little story. A few years ago, my uncle, who has since passed away, he lived in Seattle and was a big Seattle Mariners fan, and he came down and I was able to get him a front row seat, and he said, you know, this is the best time I've had at a baseball game in years, just because the action is so close. Couldn't ask for a better place to watch a baseball game.
Well, I come from Fenway Park, which is old and small and different than a lot of the newer Camden Yard type parks. So I appreciate this. I appreciate how close you are to the players and how friendly everybody is and how intimate the game is in a park like this.
Well, it's like I said, there's only 9 of these stadiums left, and maybe it's a nostalgia feeling.
And to look around and see a historic place like this, knowing that decades of baseball have been played here, it's really fun to be part of.
Well, I love the stadium because it just brings back a lot of memories of baseball. It's just what baseball was way back when.
It's a reasonable evening's entertainment. You're outside, you're not stuck in a dark theater, and it's baseball on a real field.
New guys every 20 minutes, it seems like, every season you got somebody new, someone moving on to bigger and better things.
Because they're beginning ball players, they're developing. And that's the great fun of coming out here, because they're professionals, but they're not the major leagues where, very few things go wrong. Here, anything can happen.
Watching the progress of individual players, watching a team progress, watching a player that you've seen play at A ball all of a sudden show up in the big leagues and watch his maturity. Mike Sweeney's a good example. He's kind of finishing his career with the Mariners, but we watched Mike play as a catcher DH here.
I love the M's. They're enough to aggravate us Saints sometimes, but I love them.
The Emeralds are a professional baseball team, single A division, but you combine that with this old stadium and you have a magnificent a game to watch. And it brings people from all over the United States. They come here to watch these games and they're awed by our stadium, which is one of the few left in the country that's all wood and basically of a design that was typical of the 1930s, made with heart and enthusiasm from a very great Eugene crowd at that time.
It's just got tons of character. It's got a beautiful view from first pitch until the last out. The moonrise over the South Hills. Just the old wooden stands. It's just cool. That's all. It's just a very, very special place.
Well, when we first arrived in 1982, the stadium had been neglected for the last few years. The previous owners did not have the financial success that they were hoping. The city, the school district, and the ball club were unable to keep up with the various things that needed to be done to the facility. So when we came in, the first real challenge was the stadium. We had to install new bathrooms. Eventually we put in new lights and new seats, and we painted a number of times, added considerable fencing, added irrigation, some drainage. It's an ongoing process.
Well, the season so far has been pretty good. The team's playing relatively well. Crowds have been really well. We're averaging about 3,500. But we had some problems with the field. We've had some sprinkler issues, stuff going on with the outfield fence, various stuff that happens every year. The locker rooms continues to be inadequate.
Now, if you walk in our clubhouse, then it's very archaic, outdated. We have one toilet for 40 people, no privacy. The showers work sometimes, and this old girl, she's spitting her up now. The circuit breakers are breaking every day. We've got water shut up all over our field now because there's broken pipes under the ground that can't be fixed during the season, and she's just saying uncle. But the fans don't know those kinds of problems because they remember only sitting in that seat, and the nostalgia between this old lady that's 72 years old, that grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles brought their children here, and they want to sit in that wood bleacher, and they want to cheer for their M's, and they want to eat the great food they have cooked over open grills out there, and they want to share that with their children and grandchildren because they were given that by their grandpa and grandma and so forth. And so it's real hard for them to want to go sit in a beautiful new stadium when all of their memories and the culture from their family sat right here in Civic Stadium. That's why it's hard for them to accept that. I mean, the hard thing for us is we love it here too. Our fans are great. They're the only fans in Northwest League that when the other team makes a great play, they stand up and applaud. We make a great play on the road, they call us names. These are true fans in Eugene. You don't know this, but I know this from being here. I looked up in the stands tonight, especially, and I saw a whole ton of older people. What you don't understand, it's similar to my last few years in the major leagues. When I walked down the tunnel in Wrigley Field, when I managed here for the San Diego Padres and coached here, in Wrigley Field, all of my childhood idols were walking in those same steps. So it had a nostalgic thing for me to do that. When I coached for Tampa Bay and we played the Boston Red Sox in Fenway and I walked down those steps, it was nostalgic for me because that's where my childhood idols played. Okay? What you don't know about this city is that there are so many people who, and you can tell that by playing here, that the M's carry a special significance in this town. If you're an M, you're really special. They love their baseball here. They're the best fans in Northwest. Those old people, this is 72 years old, and those old people that are my age up there, were brought here to see the M's play years ago. And their children came here. And their children's children came here. So they don't know what it's like in here, and they don't know that she's fallen asleep and there's pipes broken everywhere and the electricity doesn't work, and it's just time to move on. But they don't know that, because the only thing they know are those bleachers up there and those stands to go get their hot dog and watch the M's play.
And just like all of us, when we get older, we're harder to maintain in our 60s than we were in our 20s. So this girl has had a tough time the last few years, and it's going to be very nostalgic to leave, but it'll be very exciting to move on to the next chapter.
In my heart, I hate to see this era come to an end, because this, in my eyes, is the greatest ballpark that I've ever been a part of, and to let it disappear would be a shame, because it's a great place to play. You've got the best fan support that I've ever seen, and I've been all over the country, including Canada. And bar none, this has the best fan support you could ask for. So I hope that someday something could be done to where they could bring it back to this park.
It is truly a gem that a lot of cities don't have, and Eugene is lucky to have it. And I think it'll be very sad if they do lose it. So.
Every day it's getting a little easier to move. At the beginning, I was not at all looking forward to it. As the season has worn on and we've had the ongoing problems that we've had with the city of Eugene and the school district as far as the plumbing and the electricity and the irrigation, we've had lights go out and things happen. Parts of the stands have collapsed, things like that. And with each day that passes, this old girl's telling us it's time to go. It's just tough right now. As you can look out on the field, you'll see that the condition of the field is nowhere near what is expected of me and our fans, because we have problems with the irrigation. So as much as I love this place and as much as I'm going to continue to come back here, I mean, my children grew up here, I've been here 28 years, it's going to be very difficult to move, but it's an exciting time to move forward.
And I definitely am a person who believes we don't have very many of these historic structures left in our community, or these more iconic experiences of the past and present in our community, and this is really a special one, and it would really be a shame to see its demise. I just don't think it's worthy of us, but it will take, no matter how hard I thump and others do, it will take the community deciding that this is something that's worth holding on to.
There used to be a ballpark where the field was warm and green, and the people played their crazy game with a joy I'd never seen. And the air was such a wonder, from the hot dogs and the beer.
What was her Bud Light, Kubert?
Yes, there used to be a ballpark right here. And there used to be rock candy and a great big 4th of July, with the fireworks exploding all across the summer sky, and the people watched in wonder how they'd laugh and how they'd cheer. And there used to be a ballpark right here.
I just think this is unbelievable. I mean, all the fans, I thought maybe 200 people might stay trying to get back home from the football game, but the fact that there's close to 1,000 people here is touching, and I absolutely love this moment. I mean, it's something I'll never forget. People are pulling up sod and the bullpen plates, unfortunately, and we got some very sentimental music playing, and it's just a tremendous scene, and I couldn't be happier and more proud.
I got my hunk of grass. All right, what are you going to do with it? I'm going to plant it in my special grass-growing garden. Keep it alive. There you go, keep it alive. If I'm lucky, I'm going to get some white paint that says Civic Stadium sod.
I think I'll keep it alive. Yeah, one for each of my daughters who came with me. So, yeah, I came back when it was triple A ball. So I've been a lot of years. My uncle's built the part of the metal stadiums. A lot of history.
I've been bringing my boys since my oldest one was 1, which would be 11 years. But I've been coming since 1990, so just about 20 years, 19 years.
And you got a piece of the field to take home.
Yeah, we're going to take this home and plant it put it in our backyard. We've got some holes, and that's where this is going to go, all of it.
There are ghosts here. There are ghosts here. There's an older couple that are sitting around the table. You can just tell what it is, and you can just barely hear their voices. And they're not yelling or anything, they're just chatting. There's kids, it sounds like they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. It's just faintly. I think I told you about walking underneath the stadium. You have to walk 6 steps, duck, walk 6 steps, duck. I was doing that and something came up and tapped me on the shoulder. Scared the hell out of me. Because when I turned around, there was nobody there. When you're underneath the stadium, I heard a door slam. There are no doors underneath the stadium. Things like that. Yeah, they're not malicious or anything. They're just, you can hear them, you can feel them. They're here.